Dudes and Friends podcast, episode 6. Uh, Back at it again. Back on your airwaves on YouTube, back on the Instagram reels, little TikTok videos, whatever else funny thing. It's the dude Ruben, and of course, Mr. Texas State Bobcat himself, Mr. Josh.
What's up, guys?
Is
How's it
Texas State
going?
sponsoring you?
They should be as much as I'm sure I give them the most limelight compared to anybody else. Nah, but I do run that sidelines account on Twitter. Y'all can go check me out on there. Y'all might hate me. Y'all might love me. It depends how y'all feel about college football.
What's the handle? Drop it.
It's sidelines Texas State. Sidelines, I
Sidelines.
think underscore Texas State, something like that.
So you run an account and you don't know the handle?
I, like I said, I believe it's sidelines underscore Texas State or TX State.
Well, that's a hell of a
If you
way to
put
promote it.
sidelines Texas State, it'll pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sidelines Texas State question mark because we don't know if that's his actual handle or not. I guess we'll all find out in real time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, speaking of college football, we got the big game coming up, Indiana, Miami, national championship game. Um, Taking a step back, looking at the bigger picture with the playoffs. What would you give the final grade of the playoffs? I guess a combination of how the games have been, but also really did they get the right teams overall in this mix of 12?
Um. hmm. So yeah, the teams. Yeah, I think the teams got it right. Right. The only team I feel like really had an argument. I mean, now there's a few teams that had an argument, but teams had to get left out. And at the end of the day, I think the right teams got left out. People want to say Notre Dame should be in, but Miami beat them head to head, and they're headed. I mean, they got in. They're headed to the national championship. So I think
That's
obviously head to
justified.
head's got to matter. So I think they got that right. Uh, JMU, Tulane, despite what everybody says, they earned their spot by being one of the top five conference champions. So they should have been in. I think BYU could have a slight argument too, but seeing as how Texas Tech performed in the first round and they were by far the best team in the Big 12, I don't know. So
Doesn't look good. Doesn't
all
look
in all,
good.
though, I think yeah, they got the teams right. As far as like the playoffs themselves, it's just it's dragged out so long. They need a, it's got, it just takes too long. From the time the regular season ends to the time the national champion, it's just way too long. And I don't know. I feel like people do lose a little bit of interest by it being dragged out so long. The games have been good. Some games have been good. Some games haven't been good. But that's how all playoffs really are, especially in college sports. You're gonna have bad games and you're gonna have good games. That's just what it is. So I mean, it's fine. I like the teams that I appreciate all the teams that got in. I think they got the teams right. The playoffs been overall pretty good, I think. And I guess I give it a B. I don't know. They need to get the playoff window needs to be smaller from the end of the regular season to the championship. But other than that, I think it's been solid.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, the teams, I'd say they got 11 of the 12 teams correct. Um, Honestly, I could really get on my soapbox here and really complain about this, but in Alabama had no business being in the playoffs.
You know what?
Um,
Yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, you're probably right. I
yeah,
missed
I
that.
mean
Forgot
it
about.
it was it was it was disgusting that the committee watched that SEC championship game with their eyes closed. Or
Not only that,
they
too,
probably didn't even watch the game at all.
it's not just that game. They also lost to FSU. They pretended like that game never even happened because it was the first game of the season, and I guess because FSU was supposed to be decent at the time, but they look, they ended up having, I think, a losing record. FSU
They
did,
did. They were what, 4-8, I think.
and that's in the, I think, 5-7. I don't know. Either way, they weren't very good, and that
Yeah.
was in a ACC conference that top to bottom isn't very good either. So
Mhm.
the fact that they lost to them and they just threw that out, the fact that they got blown out in the SEC championship, they blew that out, and they had another loss, I think, as well. Yeah, they had
They
three
had
losses.
three losses.
So I would have put somebody over them. Probably Notre Dame actually.
So I would have put Notre Dame over Bama. That's the only switch I would have made. Dude, I think it's just so disgusting that the committee went into the SEC championship game and said that they don't care who wins. They don't care what the results are. They don't care what the score is. No matter what happens, Alabama is going to get in.
Yeah.
That's what they said. They did.
But why though? There's got to be. I mean, are they taking orders? Because they don't treat other conferences like that,
Yeah,
right?
they
Like,
wanted to they didn't want to punish Alabama for making the SEC championship game and losing.
yeah,
But I understand that mindset. The asterisk is if it's a close game. If they, if it was an overtime or a one score game or went down to the final minute,
right.
with that big asterisk. This was not that. Alabama was never in this game. For them to get whooped, being ranked nine and then stay at nine, disgusting.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
the
And you
good
know
old
me, I'm a big
SEC
SEC
bias
guy.
right there.
I'm a big SEC guy, man, but I'm super disgusted at the committee for doing that. Also, it was and honestly, we should have seen it coming a little bit because with Indiana beating Ohio State being 1-2, and then Indiana beating Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, they moved Ohio State from 1-2, which that was a bit of a head scratcher, right? Because Ohio State was not in danger of missing the playoffs, losing that game. But
No,
why drop them one spot? I don't know. That was that was
well,
a head
Indiana was
scratcher
the
on my
number
end.
one team, right? And they barely lost that game, didn't they?
It was a close game. It was a close it was a yeah, I guess it was a close game.
Maybe
But I
until
don't know,
the
man.
very end.
I mean, I think just on principle, like losing a game like that and just dropping one spot, like I don't know. I don't know. That bothered me.
It
That
bothered
bothered
me.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it
But again,
definitely
right,
would have
like
not. Back in the day, that would have never happened for sure. Like when we were
look at what
growing
happened
up, like
literally a couple years ago, the year that Florida State got left out of the playoffs going undefeated. What happened was Alabama beat an undefeated Georgia team in the SEC championship game. Georgia went from number one to I think like number five or number
yeah,
six.
yeah,
So
six, I
how can
believe.
you justify that move after they were undefeated, losing the SEC championship game, but then look what happens in the Big
It
Ten
just
championship?
made it seems like they're just trying to appease everybody from SEC leadership to ESPN leadership to fans as well. Like they're trying to balance like what do fans want, what does ESPN want? Like, bro, just do the thing, do your job, forget what everybody thinks. Like or we need some kind of different ranking system. I don't know because yeah, it seems like they just pick and choose when they want to move teams up a certain amount or down a certain amount. Like it doesn't seem to have no rhyme or reason sometimes. So
None.
we just need some like clarity, man.
Yeah. So honestly, look again, right? That was gonna be aside removing Alabama being in, the teams were more or less right. Look, the conversation, and we've talked about this before of JMU and Tulane getting in. That's not a conversation. There was a certain criteria for them to get in. They met it. They got in. That's it. Like if you did, it's one thing if you're like, oh, like, well, they're not going to put up good games or they're not going to, they don't match up well against them. Okay, that's a conversation. But did they deserve to get in? Yeah, they met the criteria. And that's if you want to blame anybody, blame Duke, blame the ACC for letting that happen.
Yeah.
Like it's not their fault. So yeah, Tulane and JMU, and then again, right? JMU, I guess for better or worse, I know they got whooped against Oregon, but then look what's happened to Texas Tech against Oregon. So
Yeah. They got beat just as worse, really.
worse, they got
Worse.
beat
Yeah.
worse.
So
So
there's that.
yeah, there's that. Yeah, man. So and
What do you
then
think about the national championship game?
dude, national championship game. I don't. I think this could be a potential blowout. Um, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think the question is who's gonna win Indiana versus or Miami. Even with the game being in Miami, I think it's more. who's going to cover the spread. And as it sits right now, the spread is -8.5 for Indiana.
Yeah, that's kind of more than I thought it would be. You th what are you thinking? You think Indiana covers or
I think
what?
Indiana covers. I think Indiana wins. I'd say to be conservative, to be fairly close, I'd say Indiana wins by 10 or 13. If I'm being real, like my initial thought I was like, oh, they'll probably win by 17 plus.
Man, yeah, I think Indiana's gonna win. Like I said last time, it just feels like it's their year, and I think honestly, I think they wanted to win so they can justify this transfer portal and NIL madness. That's the only reason I don't want them to win. But I'm like, really, I'm going for Indiana. Like, I like their coach. So many of their players came from schools like
James
JMU and
Madison,
whatnot.
yeah.
So like deep down, I'm really going for them, but I already know what how they're gonna spin that crap if they win. It's just gonna piss me off. But nonetheless, yeah, I think they will win, and I am going for them as well.
Dude, that Indiana team looks stout. That I mean,
Yeah.
like literally, you remove Indiana from their names and the jerseys and the helmets, and
How many draft picks do they have? NFL players?
well, Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback,
Well, yeah, him.
I mean,
They
he'll be a first
He's a
rounder.
Heisman, and he came from Cal as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Outside of that, I don't.
top to bottom, like NFL talent wise, I'm very curious how they stack up with all these other schools
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know.
because a lot of their players aren't 5 stars, right? I don't think they had any
They
five
don't
stars,
have any five stars,
right?
and I
No
think they have
5 stars,
like four or five four
four
stars.
stars. That's insane.
That's
So there
crazy.
was this narrative that you got to meet a certain blue chip ratio to have a chance to compete for national championship, and Indiana's throwing that smooth out the window.
Indiana threw all this out the water last year when they became arguably one of the worst D1 schools in all of football to being one of the best, and now they're being, unequivocally the best football team
Yeah,
in a 2 year
pretty far.
span.
Yeah, and their coach ain't going to go anywhere either.
No.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, he's making Indiana a football school. He's making
and they
that.
got Mark Cuban to start investing as well.
I didn't realize Mark Cuban was an IU grad.
Yeah, I knew that, but I heard he didn't even, I don't know if this is true, but I heard he didn't go to football games as a student. So, like, now all of a
I mean,
sudden,
that's believable.
yeah, that's believable. He was probably hustling and bustling trying to become super rich, but
Yeah.
unlike the rest of us who go to college and drink and party and want to have a good time, but now he's there. I mean, he's got all the money, so
Yeah, I think I read recently that he had a recent I don't know if it was dinner or just outing with the Coach Signetti, and and after that meeting he immediately invested like 5 mil
wow.
into NIL for him. It was like he was like I really like this dude.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he did like that guy. But yeah, that helps these days. If you got a billionaire that's just an alumni, then you got a leg up, that's for sure.
Yeah, so
But
I mean
even before they got him fully invested or whatever, they were killing it with like just all these players that were slept on that Kurt Signetti just knows how to pick and develop as well. So
the qualities between him and Saban are it's striking the similarities between
well,
the two.
definitely their demeanor and the way they, at least the way they show themselves, are definitely similar. I don't, I don't really know them in the locker room or whatnot, but yeah,
Well, yeah, Signetti spent I think 1 year under Saban.
okay,
But yeah, I mean, dude, like just being so unhappy about a penalty that they had being up 30. Like,
yeah,
in the semifinals in the fourth quarter. Like that's crazy. That's
the little
obviously
thing,
that's what you want.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the line is 8.5. Which way are you swinging?
Mm. I'm gonna see. That's one of those weird spreads. It's like it's in Miami, 8.5. I feel like most people will probably take Miami. They got the more 5 stars. I'm not saying they'll take Miami to win, but I think more people are going to take Miami to cover that. I'm gonna go with Indiana to cover because that's a weird. That line to me is a little bit weird,
Well,
straight.
so it's gone up a point. I think it was at 7.5, and it's
Even
gone up.
more reason to probably take Indiana. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Yeah, don't let the game being in Miami fool you that this
Yeah.
is and that's another misconception. Like this game is in Miami, it's a national championship. This isn't the Miami Hurricanes home game. This
Right.
is
It'll
still
probably,
this
what
is
do you
still
think?
very much a neutral site
60,
game.
60-40 maybe?
Well, yeah, but also this isn't a Miami home game in the sense that, there's not going to be a student section. There's not going to be like, this is an expensive game. This is a corporate event, just like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hate that crap.
So like,
But
so don't be fooled that just because this is in Miami, that the Hurricanes have the advantage.
yeah. I mean, I feel like there will probably still be more Miami fans, right? But not like 80-20. We're talking maybe like
Sure.
60-40,
Yeah, you said
right?
60-40. Well,
Yeah.
did you see at the was it the Peach Bowl, the Indiana crowd that show up? Man, that stadium
Right?
was full red.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's a big fan base and they travel. So I don't know, dude. They could show up. I don't know. And then if you got someone like Cuban, maybe he just buys a sections at a time for all of Indiana fans. Who
It's
knows?
good. It's
All
up to
right.
him.
So we got Indiana doing their thing against Miami. Congrats, early Indiana, on winning the national championship. If
Mm.
they lose, well, we were wrong terribly. Sorry. Man, that'll be fun, man. There's a lot of obviously college stuff, and then we'll get into it at a later time. I know sooner than later, they're going to be deciding on expanding the playoffs to 16 or 24 teams. I think I
That's
think
got to happen soon, right?
it's
Like
going to be sooner
very
than
soon.
later. It's going to be sooner than later. I think it's going to be. I think it's this will by the time this episode comes out, I think it might happen like this weekend, this coming weekend.
Okay.
Um, I don't
You
know.
think they stay at 12 for next year or go to 16?
I think they go to 16. And
I'd
then
rather them just go to 24, but I think that is down the road. But then it also depends on what that looks like. I've heard like 4-4-4. I've heard a few things. I heard it could be like four from each A4, Power Four, whatever you want to call it, conference, and automatic bids. Four automatic bids for each of those four conferences, and then two from the other six smaller conferences.
the G5.
Yeah, G5, whatever you want to call them. And then what would that leave? That would leave six at large spots, I believe. So yeah, I've heard that. I've also heard a theory where it could be just all A4 and no G5. Like they would do their own thing, I guess, at that point. But there's a lot's got to go into that, and I don't think that could really probably happen until 2030 or 2031. I don't know. I think it will go to 24. There's been too much fire around that conversation for it not to happen, I think. But how they do it is another thing.
Okay.
Not next year. Next year will be either 12 or 16, from what I understand.
I think it'll be 16. I think you can't let it be 12. You can't do 12 again just on principle that Notre Dame is going to go 11-1 next year and be the worst 11-1 team of all of college football, and they're going to get in, or they're going to cry and complain about getting in. So,
Well, if they only lose one game, they're going to be in every year, no matter what.
yeah,
Rather,
I know, but that schedule is just so awful next year.
and even if they lose two games, they're almost for sure. If it's a 16-team playoff, they will always be in as well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They're gonna expand it to 16. So this doesn't become a thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with, G5 schools taking up the extra spot, giving it two spots. Um, I mean, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't have a problem.
24 teams is a lot. Like for them not to be able to get at least two spots in 24 would be pretty wild. I mean, there's 10 conferences. You're giving four conferences 22 spots. Like if you can't make the playoffs in one of those conferences when you have 22 spots, you probably don't deserve to be in the playoffs. College football as a whole just left 1 week open, like the last week. They could put these fringe, like better G5 teams against some of the fringe on the bubble, like Alabama this year or something like that. And we could decide who gets in the
Play-in game.
playoffs like that. Yeah, something like that, right?
Okay.
I'm not
I see where you're
opposed to
going with
that.
that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting concept. I mean, that that that's opening up a huge can of worms doing that.
The whole thing's a big can
Yeah.
of worms right now. All of college athletics is a big
Yeah.
can of worms right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
they're kind of making this up as they go on the fly. So why
Yeah,
not?
I see that. Okay. Okay. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I'd have to think on that a little bit
Right.
further, but I'm not opposed to that. That's not crazy. But yes, look, well, I'm definitely there's a lot of opinions out there, a lot of dudes and friends of ours that have other opinions. We may just, have them all tag along just to dump their playoff thoughts and their opinions, and we can critique and argue with each other because that's what dudes and friends do. Just argue about sports with no end in sight. That's what it is. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the national championship game. It'll be cool. It's exciting to see Indiana there. So, good for Indiana. Potentially being the third straight Big Ten team to win the national championship, third different Big Ten team to win the national championship. I got look again. I said it earlier. I'm a big SEC guy. I'm a big SEC homer. SEC, not a good look this year. Not a good look. Terrible bowl record, terrible playoff showing. Um,
Don't worry, Greg Sankey's coming to the rescue. Him and ESPN will do everything they can to make sure 19 SEC teams are in the 2014 playoffs. So.
oh man. Yeah, not a good look, man. Not a good look, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what ends up happening. So I'm excited either way. Dude, I know it's we're coming up on the dole season. Once football's up, obviously NFL playoffs are going right now. College football, we're what 5 days out of the last game of the regular season. We got to find something to bide our time, and it's not going to be the NBA just yet. Um, dude,
College hoops, college hoops.
college hoops,
Yeah, a
okay,
little
okay.
bit.
Hey, I will say, I know we talked about UT not starting off. Their last two games that they just won, they won
Man,
at a ranked Alabama, and then they beat an undefeated Vandy.
yeah,
So
I
two
saw that.
ranked opponents.
I wasn't gonna bring that up because I knew you. If I brought it up, you would be just glowing. So,
Now they're not on bubble watch yet, but that's a great start. If they
oh yeah,
can,
they got to be close. What is the rec?
they're
Yeah,
11-6 and 2-2 in conference.
yeah, they got to be close to bubble watch, especially in the SEC. But yeah, that's not that with this. That was a huge win. That win
Huge,
against them.
huge last two games against two ranked teams, huge wins.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if we can build off that, man. I'm excited for that. Um, all right, Josh, tell me, give me the movies and TV shows that you're watching right now, so you can recommend to others
I
or
mean, I love watching. My favorite thing to do is watch a lot of old school movies on Tubi. Tubi's a free streaming service. They got great 80s and 90s movies, stuff I haven't seen before, some stuff I have seen before. So
also it's free, so
yeah,
that
and
helps.
it's free. That's key. So nah, that's what I like. But I'm also watching a show with my wife. I think it's Landman,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, about the oil fields out there in West Texas, all them rich people and oil workers. So that's another good TV show. It's hard for me to get into TV shows, so when I do, I just believe it's really good.
Landman. I just
Yeah.
imagine Landman being the favorite show of everybody at Texas Tech. I don't
Oh,
know.
bro. Yeah, they even got some Texas Tech gear in the show. But one of the daughter goes to TCU. She becomes
Okay.
a cheerleader at TCU. So, but I think the son that works in the oil field now, I think he went to Tech. I don't know. He definitely wears a Texas Tech hat or shirt or something in the show.
TCU also fits that demographic, so
Yeah.
yeah, that goes along with it. Okay.
Tech and TCU. Yeah, those are the two schools that are represented in that movie
Okay.
or show.
Okay. Okay. Um, I just finished I just finished Stranger Things.
Okay, I've watched some of that. I see. It's another one. I thought it was pretty good, but it's just so hard for me to just stay into one show for so long. But yeah, I mean, it that did seem like a good show, but I have to. I haven't watched a lot of it yet.
It was good. I mean, this was the final season. Um, they split up the final season in three parts. There was a volume one, a volume two, and then there was just a final episode.
Hmm.
Um, I thought volume one was really good. I thought volume two was good.
Hmm.
And then I thought the final episode was it's good, right? Like it was slightly under good.
Oh, slightly under good.
Yeah, but I mean overall, yes, it's still good, but um don't
So
want to give you.
what do you mean volume one, volume two? Is that like a series or
So yeah, yeah, so it's a TV show. Um
right?
this was season five. Season five was split up into separate episodes. So volume one was 4 episodes long. And they were all released at one time. And then like I think 3 weeks later, they were all released on Thanksgiving.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Volume one, which is 4 episodes, they were all released on Thanksgiving. Volume two, which was 3 episodes, were all released on Christmas. And then the final episode was released on New Year's Eve.
I see. So volume
So
one of
overall, the last season was 8 episodes long, but they just split it up.
oh, and that's it. They're not doing no. This is it.
That's it.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could have gone out with a bit of a bang with that final episode, but from the sounds of things, it was a little underwhelming.
They could have gone off with a bang. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it without just simply spoiling it.
I don't do that. I might go back and watch.
Yeah, there's it is crazy though, right? Because like if dude, look it up. Stranger Things was Netflix's second show ever.
Really?
Yeah, their original show.
How long
The,
has that
the,
show been going?
since 2016, I think.
Huh.
Something like that. 20, might be even 2015. I don't know, 2015, 2016. But that was their second show, and it's got the same cast the whole way through. And so like it's all these kids, and when they started, like they were kids. Like they
They're
were
not
like
kids no more, are they?
no, dude, they're like some of them are married, some of them have kids now. So
In the
it's
show, what are they? Well, how do they portray them in the show
um
towards the last season or so? They're adults with
yeah,
families.
well, that's a good question. I think they portray them. Okay, okay. So yes, the last season it has them graduating high school. Um,
But they're
and
way older than that, right?
I think the oldest one is maybe like 23, 24. So
In
not
real life?
terrible. Not terrible.
Oh, yeah, they do that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it's very common. So not crazy. Um, yeah, but yeah, yes, but yeah, going back to like the first episode, I mean, they were like literal kids, like just playing games and riding bikes and like normal kid things that you would do.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's really cool. I mean it's just it's fun. It's nostalgic. It's fun. Check it out if you haven't seen finish it up. But yeah, I hear Landman's great, man. I got
Yeah,
what season are you fully caught up?
yeah, we're fully caught up. So a new episode comes out every Sunday. I believe it's in season two, I think.
Yeah, I think it's season. So you saw all of season one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's rare for me. Go through a full season, bang, bang, bang like that. That's very rare. No, that's a good show. Yeah.
We'll have more opinions and more news will happen because that's what happens with sports. It's a 24/7 soap opera. That's what we love about it. So good luck, Indiana, Miami. If you're betting and you followed our bets throughout the season, I'm gonna end it out on the year and say take Indiana -8.5. Same for
Yeah,
you, Josh.
yeah, I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, Indiana -8.5. We're gonna call it. But that's it, man. That'll be fun. But keep an eye out. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, notification bell, all of the above. Josh, throw that user. What's the user handle on your
Man,
account?
people hate me on that. We need to get a dudes and friends uh
Yeah,
handle on Twitter or X or
yeah.
whatever. But nah, yeah, if you do want to come check me out, the only reason to go to Sidelines Texas State is if one, you're a big Texas State fan. Two, if you don't like how college football is right now or college athletics in general, well, yeah, I speak out against that. And yeah, so if you're with that, if you like all the chaos, then don't follow me because I'll piss you off on that account. But Sidelines Texas State, if you don't like where college athletics is hard right now, or if you're a big Bobcat fan, there's a lot of Bobcat stuff on there too. So
There you go. Eat 'em up, Bobcats, hook 'em horns, all the above. Rep and tell your friends, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.